Hey there, Filk friends! Welcome again to the DragonCon Filk Music Track live stream. We are streaming out to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter right now, and I am so happy to reintroduce from her geeky meditations, Rhiannon's Lark, to perform for us.
Hey everyone! How's your virtual DragonCon going so far? We were just discussing some of the pros and cons of being able to play and watch from your house versus being at the con. Obviously, there's a lot of cons to the virtual con, but I think Amber and everybody who is making this happen has done a great job to, do what they can to bring DragonCon around the world to you since you can't come to it. And I thought it would be appropriate to kick off with a song about a board game today. So for all those of you who have played the game XWing, this one goes out to you. I'll admit that the first time I played, I had to be dragged into it. Spatial reasoning isn't my forte, and I hate every time I lose a ship. 3 weeks in, I braved it several times. I'm winning, but I'm still stressed out. Is it luck or skill controlling my dial? One wrong move, my best ship is down. That's when the campaign took over. Missions with a story to tell. Now I feel I'm part of something bigger. Allies counting on me to fly well. Now one mission turns into two. It's midnight and we're still rolling dice. Just a few more XP, please. I know that we can handle those ties. 'Cause I'm addicted to XWing. It kinda snuck up on me. I'd worry about what my friends would think, but they play almost as much as me. Yeah, we're addicted to XWing, and I'm proud to say I was pointing out the models of Imperial ships, watching Empire Strikes Back yesterday. Now I build all of my own squads, considering seriously whether I want pilots that boost attack or improve my agility. How many missions more will I face? How long till my wallet runs dry? I'm running out of space in my plano boxes, but there's a new wave out I need to try. 'Cause I'm addicted to XWing. It kinda snuck up on me. I'd worry about what my friends would think, but they play almost as much as me. Yeah, we're addicted to XWing, and I'm proud to say I was pointing out the models of Imperial ships, watching Empire Strikes Back yesterday. 'Cause I'm addicted to XWing. I dream about it each night. Bring on your TIE bombers and your phantoms too. I'm always ready for a good fight. 'Cause I'm addicted to XWing. It kinda snuck up on me. I'd worry about what my friends would think, but they play almost as much as me. Yeah, they play almost as much as me. Okay, they don't play quite as much as me. All right. Hello, everyone. I was going to say it's good to see familiar faces, but I'm seeing familiar names that I can picture your faces. I'm trying to adjust this just so you will still get my vocals, but you can occasionally see the expressions that I am making. All right, so the next song that I want to do for you is a classic of mine. And it's about how we make assumptions based on people being different than we are, and how those assumptions can become self-fulfilling prophecies if we're not careful. This is called Tiny Kraken. Tiny Kraken, you are so adorable, makes me want to sigh and coo. Baby Kraken, safe under the water, how could anyone fear you? Little Kraken, exploring your tide pool, your first teeth have just come in. Toddler Kraken, wondering how the world works, you're just learning how to swim. Oh, but the world makes assumptions. You've got a big head and tentacles. If you're not the hero, then you must be the villain. And you're just not quite hero stuff. Gangly Kraken, awkward with the other fish, fitting in is hard to do. Adolescent Kraken, dragging quite a stench around, everyone makes fun of you. Oh, but the world makes assumptions. When you've got a big head and tentacles, if you're not the hero, then you must be the villain. And you're just not quite hero stuff. Full-grown Kraken, now it's time to prove yourself. You know what they all expect. Adult Kraken, chaos follows in your wake. Men and ships alike all wrecked. Oh, when the world makes assumptions, you know they deserve what they get. You couldn't be the hero, and so you'll be the villain. You'll be the greatest villain yet. Decades of despair all across the seas. 20,000 leagues saw the Lord of the Rings. Stout men's hearts will slacken when they hear, release the Kraken! You'll be the greatest villain yet. Overweight Kraken, lounging in the watery depths, reflecting on your reign of terror. Geriatric Kraken, ready for your quiet years, put to rest the world's great error. Oh, when the world makes assumptions, you know they deserve what they get. You couldn't be the hero, and so you were the villain. You were the greatest villain yet. right, I have to say I love the comment flailing with hands because I can just visualize that very clearly. That makes me smile. I'm going to do a silly song for you. This is the answer to the question that was asked to me. If you were going to write a country song, what would you write about? And this is what came out. There's a certain blue-eyed boy that I've been dreaming of. I never thought a boy like that could make me fall in love. I've always been a flower child, a hippie through and through. But I'll change my ways to please this country boy, it's true. Goodbye to herbal tea, hello to Miller at the pub. Goodbye to vegan cooking, red meat's my new grub. But there's one thing that I can't give up. Can you fit my Prius in the bed of your Chevy truck? I've traded in my flowing skirts for fitted Daisy Dukes. I'm no longer barefoot now, it's leather cowgirl boots. We've got no tandem bike around to take out for a ride. When we ain't got far to go, the tractor does just fine. Goodbye to herbal tea, hello to Miller at the pub. Goodbye to vegan cooking, red meat's my new grub. But there's one thing that I can't give up. Can you fit my Prius in the bed of your Chevy truck? It's really not a bother, it doesn't need much space. I'll park it in the barn, I'll park it any place. 'Cause he's sweeter than the sugar cane that grows out in the fields, and rougher than the calloused hands a farmer's workday yields. When he smiles, tips his hat, and offers me a wink, I know he's all I'll ever need, and I don't stop to think. Goodbye to herbal tea, hello to Miller at the pub. Goodbye to vegan cooking, red meat's my new grub. But there's one thing that I can't give up. Can you fit my Prius in the bed of your Chevy truck? This next song is about a young woman named Arya Stark, who has a very interesting relationship with death. Instead of running away from it, she confronts it in her own special way. A life for a life, a debt that must be paid. The stranger claims his due. A life for a life, a choice that must be made. The time is right for you. Not today, not today. I won't kneel, I won't pray, I won't learn the name of death today. Not today, not today. I will hunt I will slay, and you'll take my place with death today. With no care for honor, he stole away my father. He whispered at my ear. Whetted by the slaughter, he came then for my mother and thought to make me fear. Not today, not today. I won't kneel, I won't pray, I won't learn the name of death today. Not today, not today. I will hunt, I will slay, and you'll take my place with death today. A new face I will bind, though the enemy is blind, to keep my name from chance. Trials, loss, and time, my assassin skills refined, I step up to the dance. Not today, not today. I won't kneel, I won't pray, I won't learn the name of death today. Not today, not today. I will hunt, I will slay, and you'll take my place with death today. A life for a life, a debt that must be paid. The stranger claims his due. A life for a life, a choice that must be made. The time is ripe for you. Not today, not today. I won't kneel, I won't pray, I won't learn the name of death today. Not today, not today. I will hunt, I will slay, and you'll take my place with death today. And you'll take my place with death today. All right, so I'm going to switch it up and move over to ukulele for a few songs here. So give me just a second to swap instruments. Little Reggie, ready to play. Hello, people that I'm seeing hop on here. I have a feeling I'm going to need to change up my order. All right. It's interesting that song, Not Today, seems to be the popular one of mine that people are doing in filk circles. I've had several requests to send along chords and lyrics for that one, so I find that interesting. You can find the chords and lyrics to most of my songs on my Bandcamp page, rhiannonslark.bandcamp.com. And as the little running banner states, it is Bandcamp Friday, so artists are receiving 100% of purchases that you make today. Bandcamp is not taking their fees. But if you go into my most recent albums and you look at the songs, there are lyrics attached for many of them, so you can check that out. And I'm going to do a parody for you now of a Taylor Swift song. Personality type A. I do things my own way. that's okay. I think that's okay. You'll never see me late. Can't stand too slow a pace. And I think that's okay. I think that's okay. I never sleeping. Can't seem to stop thinking. Even if I feel I'm sinking. If it says to do, baby, I'm gonna see it through. Now the house is quite a wreck. But if you give me a sec, I'm just gonna check it off, I check it off. And now I've gathered all the specs. Got jobs up to my neck. I'm just gonna check. Check them off, I check them off. I'll check them off, I add things one by one. I like to get them done. For me it's kind of fun. For me it's kind of fun. When the list is extra long, I'll be feeling extra strong. So you can bring it on. You can bring it on. I never sleeping. Can't seem to stop thinking. Even if I feel I'm sinking. If it says to do, baby, I'm gonna see it through. Now the house is quite a wreck. But if you give me a sec, I'm just gonna check it off, I check it off. And now I've gathered all the specs. Got jobs up to my neck. I'm just gonna check them off, I check them off. I'll check them off, I'll check them off. I'll check them off, I'll check them off. That one goes out to anyone who is listening who is as type A personality as I am and likes to have multiple task lists around the house, sometimes with the same tasks on them, just for the pleasure of checking them off twice. Sometimes it's good to really understand and acknowledge who you are, because then you learn that little tiny things can bring you pleasure, and it's okay to embrace those and run with it. This next one is called TRex on my whiteboard, and it's about a T-Rex on our whiteboard. So we have this big whiteboard in the dining room where we put up reminders and things like that, and we have these different cartoon T-Rexes that we have printed and cut out and put on magnets. And for a while, my husband used to have conversations, little cartoons and such, with the T-Rexes talking to each other. And then one day they just kind of stopped. And I was wondering what happened to the T-Rex's voice. So I wrote a song about it. There's a T-Rex on my whiteboard who's been quiet lately. He used to have so much to say. There's a T-Rex on my whiteboard who's been quiet lately. I wonder what chased his voice away. T-Rex, are you listening? 'Cause I've been listening for you. T-Rex, are you lonely? Are you bored or angry or blue? I'm not sure if the T-Rex lives off childish wonder. Have we become too serious for him? If we made more time for games and laughter, would he be inspired to join in? T-Rex, are you listening? 'Cause I've been listening for you. T-Rex, are you hungry? Do you just need something to chew? There's a T-Rex on my whiteboard who's been quiet lately. He used to have so much to say. There's a T-Rex on my whiteboard who's been quiet lately. I wonder what chased his voice away. T-Rex, are you listening? Why don't you come out to play? T-Rex, if I know you, you've got a lot more to say. Yes, you've got a lot more to say. I'll be listening. So if you would like to watch a version of that song where I am performing it in a T-Rex suit, one of those big inflatable 6-foot-tall T-Rex suits, and playing the ukulele, you can find that on my YouTube or Facebook page. All of my tags are Rhiannon's Lark, so facebook.com/Rhiannon's Lark, youtube.com/Rhiannon's Lark. You get the idea. And if you look for the Lark Pop playlist, that is the very first Lark Pop video I did. I did a series of those a little bit earlier on in the course of the pandemic. And I took songs that I've released in the past, but I did new live videos of them and had little pop-ups that give you some of the backstory and inspiration for the song and things like that. So those were kind of fun for me to do. And there's a long history of T-Rexes in the romance of my husband and I. So that is why I have the T-Rex suit, and you'll learn more about that if you check it out. How about a song about bumblebees? Technically, it's a song about a board game, but it's a board game about bees. So it's a song about bees as well. This is a game called Waggle Dance. It is, I'm going to say, fairly niche. So some of you might know it, but many of you may not. But basically, if you listen to the lyrics of this song, I'm going to explain to you exactly how to win this game. And it takes a lot of bees just to make a little honey. Yeah, it takes a lot of work, you'll find. Each one's got to toe the line. Well, it takes a lot of bees just to make a little honey. You start with 6, and it seems like a pretty good hive. They're building your nest and laying some eggs, and everything's gonna work out fine. The second round comes. You rolled a pair, and that's good for you. 'Cause now you can hatch those eggs you laid and build your worker bee crew. 'Cause it takes a lot of bees just to make a little honey. Yeah, it takes a lot of work, you'll find. Each one's got to toe the line. Well, it takes a lot of bees just to make a little honey. The battle begins for the nectar you'll need to turn your tiles. The more bees you have that match in number, the better your chances will be. You think you've won now. The pink and white nectar will be yours. But someone plays a sneaky queen card and your bees are left empty-handed. And it takes a lot of bees just to make a little honey. Yeah, it takes a lot of work, you'll find. Each one's got to toe the line. Well, it takes a lot of bees just to make a little honey. You worked your way through, you swapped and traded, and now that mismatched nectar is gold, honey gold. All that's left is the tally at the end. And it takes a lot of bees just to make a little honey. Yeah, it takes a lot of work, you'll find. Each one's got to toe the line. Well, it takes a lot of bees just to make a little honey. Yeah, it takes a lot of bees just to make a little honey. But in case of a tie, you'll see the least bees claim victory. So don't take too many bees just to make a little honey. No, don't take too many bees just to make a little honey. But it takes a lot of bees just to make a little honey. That's interesting. I was not aware there was a waggle dance song on Phineas and Ferb, but that is what the process of bees making honey is actually called, the waggle dance. So it must be a different song with the same title. That's kind of fun. I'm going to do one more on ukulele before I switch back to guitar. I'm going to try something a little bit different here. So the last time I performed this song live, I did it with the Misbehavin' Maidens so they could handle all of the harmonies in the song, which made it a lot of fun. But they are not living here with me, I am sad to say, because lockdown would be a heck of a lot more fun if I was living with the maidens. So I have to work out new ways to have these songs have a live version. So I'm gonna play a little bit with some loops on my pedal here, and we'll see what happens together. This is a song about Marvel villains, and you might recognize the underlying melody from a 60s song. Doombots, 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 whoa. 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 Spider foes, ooh, spider foes, ooh, spider foes. Radiation and the scrolls, enemies of Asgard, and masters of evil. Radiation and the scrolls, Brotherhood and Hydra, Savage Land and Hand Ninjas. Radiation and the scrolls, Loki and Magneto, Dr. Doom and Red Skull, schemes and master strikes, master mind tactics, sentinels, 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 radiation and the scrolls. Spider foes, spider foes, ooh, spider foes, ooh, spider foes. Radiation and the scrolls, enemies of Asgard, and masters of evil. Radiation and the scrolls, Brotherhood and Hydra, Savage Land and Hand Ninjas. Radiation and the scrolls, Loki and Magneto, Dr. Doom and Red Skull, schemes and master strikes, master mind tactics, sentinels, 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 radiation and the scrolls, radiation and the scrolls. All right, I'm going to switch back to guitar. Got to get at least one more board game song in here. I'm going to assume that we have at least a few people out there who have played the game Settlers of Catan. It's one of the few games that I've written a song about that's fairly popular. This is about when you make a really good plan and the game just doesn't go your way. This is called Sheep for Wood. I started out with a plan to build a monopoly. I've got the best numbers, they're sure to be rolled, and soon I'll have all I need. I left very little to luck. I prefer to rely on strategy. 2 roads away and a settlement, and the sheep port's all for me. But I've been double-crossed, hung out to dry, stolen my sheep port, though you have no sheep, I am left to cry. I've got sheep for wood, I've got sheep for wheat, I've got sheep for anything, I've got sheep for wood. I don't understand, was it just for spite? You're in just as much of a bind as I. We're both out of luck, can't turn back time. You're the proud owner of an empty port, I am left to cry. I've got sheep for wood, I've got sheep for wheat, I've got sheep for anything, I've got sheep for wood. I've got sheep for wood, I've got sheep for stone. I'd even take that brick from you, I've got sheep for wood. I'm a third of the way to a development card. That's a long, long way from winning. I just can't find a good way out. I've got sheep for wood, I'll trade you 2 for 1. I'll write 5 for 3. I've got sheep for wood, I've got sheep for wood, I've got sheep for stone. I'd even take that brick from you, I've got sheep for wood. I've got sheep for wood, I've got sheep for wheat, I've got sheep for anything, I've got sheep for wood. I've got sheep for anything, I've got sheep for wood. How about some role-playing game songs? Both of these that are coming up here are parodies, but one is of a fairly recent song and one is of an epic tale that was written many a year ago. This first one is about when you're out playing a game with friends and you've got somebody waiting for you at home and you really want to play a little bit more and you know it's not a good idea. nah, GM, I'm good. I could play another, but I probably should not. I've got somebody at home, 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 home. It's been a night of trials, a night of glory. You're quite creative in the NPCs. I admit I'd love to go another round, but forgiveness might be hard to be found. Gotta be like, oh buddy, no buddy, not one more roll, buddy. I've got another place to get lucky tonight. So nah, nah, GM, I'm good. I could play another, but I probably should not. I've got somebody at home. If I stay, I might wind up alone. No, GM, I'm good. I could play another, but I probably should not. Gotta pack up my dice, grab my guide, and say goodnight. Say goodnight. Say goodnight. We've gotten past where many have failed, questing for that holy grail. Yeah, it's trite, but I've got him, and he's got me, and your big bad's got great armor class, but please gotta be like, oh buddy, no buddy, not one more roll, buddy. I've got another place to get lucky tonight. So nah, nah, GM, I'm good. I could play another, but I probably should not. I've got somebody at home. If I stay, I might wind up alone. No, GM, I'm good. I could play another, but I probably should not. Gotta pack up my dice, grab my guide, and say goodnight. Say goodnight. Say goodnight. Just one more roll for initiative to get up and go. Nah, nah, GM, I'm good. I could play another, but I probably should not. I've got somebody at home. If I stay, I might wind up alone. No, GM, I'm good. I could play another, but I probably should not. Gotta pack up my dice, grab my guide, and say goodnight. Say goodnight. Say goodnight. All right, so you know if I'm into my Dungeons and Dragons phase of the concert, what must be coming next is a song about the most loyal of animal companions, Job, the armored donkey. The legend lives on, though the years past are long, since my very first time campaigning. A party of 4, we were ready for war, though 3 of us had 0 training. My character's build was a strange mix of skills. She could move silently and cast glamours. I'd never have bet that her strongest asset was her penchant for making great armor. A pack mule we sought for the gear we had bought, and we soon found one that was quite hardy. Then in my spare time I mastered a design of a lizard scale mail for the donkey. Oh, it's Job the armored donkey. It's Job the armored donkey. Our first mission in, there's a river to swim, and we fret over whether Job will sink. His light lizard mail lets him ford it quite well, but he brays as he reaches the far bank. He's seen a bright flash from the depths, and we dash back into the river to search it. We come up with golden treasure unforetold. Job's keen eye has made this trip worth it. Oh, we're rich thanks to Job the donkey. Oh, it's Job the armored donkey. It's not long at all till we're caught in a squall, and we have to make camp in the open. We awake in the night, 50 orcs we must fight, and Job's hobble we see has been broken. The orcs come en masse, 10 to each one of us. Their arrows will take us life and limb. Job gallops the line, catching each one in time, and their bolts just shatter against him. Oh, we're alive thanks to Job the donkey. It's Job the armored donkey. My friends, you can laugh, I too thought it a gaffe. I mean, who makes a donkey wear scale mail? Yet time and again, he's been more than a friend. Our adventure sans Job would surely fail. He's saved all our lives about 34 times and made us obscenely wealthy. We're fame across the land thanks to him and our band, and we count him as one of the family. Oh, it's Job the armored donkey. Oh, it's Job the armored donkey. All right. So I think I'm going to do one more. For those of you who are not aware, since you guys are part of the Filk community here, the Pegasus Awards have been, the nominations have been posted, and you can listen to all of the different nominees at the Pegasus Awards site. If you just Google Pegasus Awards, you can find it, or it is, if you go to my homepage, singinglark.com, you can find the link on there as well. I was honored to be included in this year's nominations as one of the Best Performer nominees, so my little clip of my tiny Kraken song is up there amongst an amazing slate of performers. I think you'll see a lot of familiar names up there. So, all right. I'm just catching up with the comments. Yeah, so I'm using a foot pedal that has effects and harmony options. So that's where the harmonies are coming from. It does it on the spot. It's nothing pre-recorded. Whatever I sing, I can choose, whether I want high harmonies or low harmonies or both, and it just digitally creates them to, it uses the guitar input to determine what chord I'm singing, and then it uses my vocal input to determine what note to harmonize. So it's pretty awesome. All right, so I'm going to wrap up with a song that I'm guessing most of you have not heard before. It's primarily just been posted for my Patreon page. Yeah. This is a song about living a nomadic lifestyle. And in this time, that's pretty limited, as travel in general is pretty limited for all of us. However, I believe that a nomadic lifestyle is also something that you may carry in your heart, that need to just constantly be moving on to something. As soon as you finish one thing, you're ready to move on to the next thing, and you're always committing to what's ahead. So this is called The Long Road. Yeah, the specific vocal harmony pedal that I'm using is a TC Helicon acoustic play pedal. That's also what allowed me to do the loops on Doombots. We walk the long road through our trials, through our joys. We walk the long road, read our footprints, read our lives. On and on we move, nothing holds us too long. Keep the rhythm flowing with drums and with song. On and on we move, many journeys in one. Forward we go forth till our time here is done. We walk the long road through our trials, through our joys. We walk the long road, read our footprints, read our lives. On and on we move, and we choose where to pause, choose how to grow, and choose our next cause. On and on we move, and we wield our free will, give all we are, and the trail calls us still. We walk the long road through our trials, through our joys. We walk the long road, read our footprints, read our lives. On and on we move with the ones we hold dear. Friends cross our paths or entwine for a year. On and on we move, will you join us always? You are always free to go, but welcome to stay. We walk the long road through our trials, through our joys. We walk the long road, read our footprints, read our lives. Every moment matters, but nothing lasts forever. We plant the seeds and nourish them, trusting in the richness of the earth. Then we move on and on we move, and we look back to see all the good and ill that we've done and conceived. On and on we move with the wisdom we're shown, knowledge we carry further down the road. We walk the long road through our trials, through our joys. We walk the long road, read our footprints, read our lives. We walk the long road through our trials, through our joys. We walk the long road, read our footprints, read our lives. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for a little bit of your virtual Dragon Con. This is where you pretend that I'm sitting at a merch table in the back and you come over to ask about my CDs. But all you have to do is follow that link that Amber very kindly shared to my Bandcamp page. And I've got 12 albums up there, so lots of stuff for you to peruse. You can stream it all for free and then download what you like. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Dragon Con and that I get to sing for you again soon. Bye.
Thank you again. Everybody raise a glass wherever you are and toast Rhiannon's Lark. She's been amazing. Or if you missed her geeky meditations earlier in the day, that's on our Facebook and YouTube. Up next at 7 p.m. will be Tom Smith, the world's fastest filker. And then after that, it will be the Blibbering Humdingers. Then we're done on this track channel for the night, but don't forget to hop over to the fan channel over on dragoncon.tv and catch Firefly Drinking Songs with Mark Gunn, Mikey Mason, and special guest Andrew McKee at 10. We'll see you